Namaskar, Jai Jagannath. A very warm welcome to all of you. Good afternoon. Uh, Today we are having the 131 national webinar. Be kind to your mind. It's an initiative to deal with the adolescence, mental health, and well-being. नीलाद्रो शङ्खमध्ये शतदळकमले रत्नसिंहासनस्थं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तं नभघनरुचिरं संयुतं जाग्रतेन भद्राया वामभागे रथचरणयुतं ब्रह्मरुद्रेन्द्र वन्द्यं वेदनं सारमेशं सुजनपरिवृतं ब्रह्मदारु स्मरामि. Being the host and the convener, I, Dr.NAMITA PATTANAIK, the Assistant State Commissioner, welcome all the viewers to this Google board. Respected Principal, Dr. Nalini Prabha Mohapatra, the President of this webinar, esteemed Dr. Kali Prasad Mishra Shah, the State Chief Commissioner and National Vice President, the patron of this series of webinar, revered Chief Speaker, Mr. Prashant Kumar SETHI, the Clinical Psychologist, Mental Health Institute, SCB Medical College, respected Dr. SUJATA MOHANTY, Reader in Zoology, Mahasi College of Natural Law, respected Dr. Sanjay MOHANTY, the Head of the Department Political Science, and all my faculty members, staff members of Mahasi College, respected viewers, journalists, and media people, their volunteers, rover, rangers, and all the friends from different corner of our country. My dear webinar team, sweeties, Suman, Dibyansu, Anshuman, and others. Today, another pertinent issue that rank havoc in our society and country at large. This is our 131 virtual gathering to discuss about a rising issue which is rampant day by day. It's such a glaring issue that for a society that it has become a center of discussion for almost everyone. Suicidal ideation is common in 2020. 12.2 million people in US reported seriously thinking about suicide. Of course, out of this, only 10% attempted suicide. With support and treatment, though it is preventable, we can manage it. The question is whether a person who is thinking about or planning suicide may show changes in their speech, in feelings, and behavior. They may talk about their feelings of guilt or shame, being a burden to others, may be thinking about the death, but the person may feel unbearable emotional pain, extremely anxiety, and extremely anxious and sad, full of rage or agitate, trapped, hopeless, empty, or that there is no reason to live. And moreover, mood swings, that is severe fluctuation in mood, and their behavior may also change. In this respect, the behavior can be changed to manifold. Withdraw from friends or family, use alcohol, drugs more frequently, sleep and eat maybe more, maybe less, take dangerous risks, research ways to die, stock pills, medication, purchase different types of weapons like gun, etc., make a will, give away money or any valuable possessions, and say goodbye. So all these are warning signs. So causes may be for suicidal ideation. It's a combination of different life events, thoughts, feelings, and the risk factor may include depression on or having some other mental condition, mental health condition. So like if you see the person, he will have a history of suicidal attempt, a family history of suicidal substance misuse or mental disorder, chronic pain, recent release from prison, exposure to the family violence, that is sexual harassment or physical abuse, then direct or indirect exposure to the other suicidal behavior, the presence of different types of weapon in homes. So there are so many causes. But why we are here? Because here is a support for all of us. He is our guest of today's program. I take this opportunity first to welcome Sir Shalut. Virtually, let us welcome him. Our guest of this afternoon, a renowned name in Odisha, widely acclaimed for his assiduous knowledge in mental health and clinical psychology. I have my exalted pleasure to introduce the great personality, Kumar SETHI, Faculty of Mental Health Institute, SCB Medical College, working since 2017. He is a registered member of Rehabilitation Counselor of India, continuing his doctorate degree on this vital issue. To his credit, he has more than 50 publications in national and international journals. He is working both as an academician and a practitioner in SCB Medical College, the youngest member of Mental Health Institute of SCB Medical College. So it's time now. We have listened many things from the newspaper. We have seen many things from the TV, media, social medias, but there are many evidence which are based methods for both. There are many evidence which are based on the methods for Satishji, method for both managing and preventing suicidal thoughts, even if it feels like they are impossible to deal with. So, suicidal ideation, plans, and attempts are common. But conservatively, 1 out of 10 adults will consider suicide is an option at some point in their life. So it it may mean problem solving, think of reasons of living, remembering things that have helped in the past, talk to a trusted friend or family member or a many professional. Do the opposite. How you feel. That means during depression, usually someone wants to be alone, but do not allow him to be alone and get in touch with the others. So we need more resources, more informational support, practical steps to help and cope with such situation and suicidality of point of view. When we reach out to the phone number, may be 1800 784 2433, that is the 24-hour support service. But in spite of all this, we need a clinical psychologist who will give us a definite plan way movement to deal with such a problem. So now I'll request Dibyansu Padi to start with a small sloka and then followed by speech from our guest of this afternoon, Mr. Prasant Kumar SETHI. Now over to Dibyansu. Please, Dibyansu, quickly.
नमस्कार मॅडम.
Yes.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. ओम कदाचित् कालन्दी तटविपिन संगीतकरवो सुधाभिरी नारी वदन कमला स्वात मधुपा रमा शंभु ब्रह्मा मरपति गणेशार्चित पदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे. मुझे सबे वेणु శిరసి సికిపించం కటితటే గూళం నేత్రాంతే సహచర కటాక్షం విదధతే సదా శ్రీమాన్ బృందావన వసతి లీలా పరిచయో జగన్నాథ స్వామి నయన పథగామి భవతు మే.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, it's time to listen from our guest up to this afternoon, Mr. Prasant Kumar Sethi, sir.
Slide. Very well, Divyanshu. You chant the sutra very well. Thank you, Namita madam, for your kind words and inviting me for this program. Actually, tomorrow our director, Sir Ajay sir, instantly called me to attend a program. When I asked, sir, what kind of program I have to address? Sir told anything you can speak about mental health. Well, sir, what are the audience? What are the population they are attending to the program? Sir told me that I do not know much about, but to attend. So I did not get much time to prepare for this program. However, as a professional, I can address mental health condition. It will be more participative rather than passive. Those who are connected over this webinar, they have to participate. If they have any question related to mental health and adolescence issues, they can ask questions. So it will be a participative program rather than a passive program. I expect that. So good afternoon, one and all. Those who are connected over this webinar, I am Prasant Kumar Sethi, clinical psychologist from Mental Health Institute, AC Medical College. Today, we are going to discuss about what are the basic adolescence issues. As Madam told, that suicide is alarmingly rising over the world. And if you focus in our country, it is also hiking from in the year of 2095 to 2020. This is the peak year due to pandemic. The suicidal condition and mental health condition is rising. So why adolescence? As you know, sir told me to speak something about mental health condition. When Namita madam told me to give a topic, what you are going to present, I immediately told madam, I have to present regarding adolescents, mental health and awareness, because it is a college or school program, and it is also quite evident all the mental health and the physical health condition generated and it is seeded in the age of adolescence. So adolescence is a peak stage to develop any kind of abnormality. There is a difference between childhood and adolescence. Adolescence is a transition phase. It is a phase between childhood, adulthood. In the childhood, the child is dependent. To make any decision, they depend on their parents. A child will be a support for their caregiver. They are always stated as innocent. But in a transition, those who are going to adolescence, they seek for independence. They seek their own choice. They want to make their own decisions. So they are no more an innocent child. It is a phase that is going to be adulthood. It is a transition. Adolescence, as I told, why I am discussing about adolescence, if you see the life phase, there are different phases of life or stages of life, like infant, childhood, adolescence, late adolescence, adulthood, middle age, old age. Adolescence is a crucial life stage in comparison to any kind of life stage. If you ask me why it is a crucial stage of life, if you compare with other stages of life, it is a very rich stage of life because many physical changes occurs, physical growth, hormonal changes, as well as in this adolescent stage, one have to make their career choice because it is a peak age to make career. At the same time, there is a demand of parents, what my child is going to be, what he will pursue in future. There is a demand from teachers, from in the corner of mark, achievement, and school reputation, all these things, as well as there is also demand of self, which is most crucial one. The demand of parents, teacher is different than demand of self. An individual have demands from self to achieve something, to be something. So adolescence is a crucial stage. In other way, that certain life changes occur in this stage, like choosing taking food, lack of rest, need immediate pleasure, maximum stress from different corner, from friends, from parents, from teachers, from environment. So many certain life changes is there, and the ethical and moral value that exist before and that is currently existing is quite different, and the adolescent's perception towards the social and ethical norm is different. They understand the world from their point of view. And another thing is, it is a personality formation stage. Am I audible,
Yes, sir.
madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are very much audible.
Are you getting me, madam? All are getting
Yeah,
me
yeah.
or not?
Yes, sir.
If I speak in Oriya, it will be okay, ma'am.
Okay, no problem, sir. There are
Okay.
few, sir.
I
There are
saw there are many small children are joining this program.
no, sir.
School students.
All are college
Okay.
student. All are college student. Only Dibyansu is there. He is 8 years old. Other are college student, and most of them also from outside, from Jharkhand, from government officials are also there.
Okay,
And
madam, no
teachers are
problem.
there. Yeah.
Okay. If anyone having problem to getting any point,
Yes.
they can ask me question. Okay, actually it is a not face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
That is the problem. So let me discuss the point. As I told, it is a personality formation stage. Why it is a personality formation stage? During the adolescence, a person have maximum achievement strategy. What he want to be in future, he have to gather in this stage of life. For example, we call a teacher as a teacher, a lecturer as a lecturer, a policeman as an officer, a doctor is a doctor, because they bear that characteristics in their society. And these characteristics, the doctor, teacher, lawyer, uh, businessman, actor, anything, that is only built in the phase of adolescence. So adolescence is the age range of 10 to 19. In some literature it is mentioned 11 to 19 or 10 to 20. Take it as a 10 to 20. So it is a peak stage to build a personality. If someone give maximum effort, what you want to achieve, if someone act according to his plan, they can become something in future, what they desire to be. If a decisive decisions or active decision making is not happen in adolescent stage, then their future is less visible. They wonder what I have to do. For example, a simple example is that It is quite visible. If you ask a 20-year person to learn 7 or 8 standard mathematics or social science, he will learn that fast. Or 10th class mathematics, he will learn that fast. But he will not desire to sit in the 10th class because his age is past. His age is higher than the class. He'll feel ashamed. So, in the increasing of age, an individual's maturity is increased, but the opportunity is past. So, you cannot get the same opportunity throughout the lifelong. So, adolescence is a career building stage. It is a personality formation. Whatever you want to be in your future, you have to show, you have to seed that thing in this phase. And another critical thing, negative part of the adolescence, that is unholy traits. What is unholy traits? Adults, as I told, adolescence is a stage they seek immediate pleasure by making less work. They see things to be pleasurable. Hello? Any problem, madam?
No, no.
Okay, madam. During this adolescence, they develop unholy traits. That unholy traits is substance addiction, substance abuse, early violence. That adolescents are more keep their mind in different groups and different peer groups. They are heading towards violence and early sexual experimentation, which is being desired. As it is evident that adolescents seek pleasure most of the time. And another important thing is it is a stage where all the mental health condition is being set. Any kind of mental health condition is being started during the adolescent stage. However, we fail to recognize, we fail to identify the mental health condition and physical condition. All the mental health disorders is generally starts in the adolescence phase. Mental health conditions are developed gradually. So, most of the time we think that in the age of 35 or 40, in the middle age, when someone before what is happening with him currently. Actually, things mostly seeded or happen from the age of adolescence. Many physical and mental health conditions generally starts in adolescence. I will discuss these points more vividly throughout the presentation. So, uh, uh, due to these conditions, I mostly focus as adolescence to be a topic today's discussion. So these are the crucial points that adolescence is a transition phase that those who are not in responsible, but they are going to be responsible in the next stage, that is adulthood. It is a peak stage of career building, certain life changes like uh, putting habit, taking a having little issue in my slide.
Sir, your voice is cutting off, it is not clear, but slide is visible, but voice is gradually intermittent. Yes, sir. And not audible. What you are saying, it is not audible, sir, right now.
आज पूरा ग्रुप बसचंती आपण देखिया पे
मैम सर नाहंती तो
प्रोब्लेम है तो से पुणी आउ जॉइन करेंगे टिके वेट करते
आज्ञा नमस्कार आज्ञा नमस्कार
ललाई नमस्कार टिके साथी जॉइन करियंतु
समस्त
हाँ 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 थैंक यू
नमस्कार नमस्कार
थैंक यू
समस्त आज 25
मैम नमस्कार मैम
नमस्कार
मैम
थैंक यू सर
मैम नमस्कार
अच्छा थैंक यू टिके प्रशांत सर जॉइन करियंतु
माने आज में चतुर्थ ले रहा है कि आपण बतिया पे
हाँ मैडम टिके नेट प्रॉब्लम रे कटि जाउची
हाँ
रिकनेक्ट करूची
हमें
मैडम
समस्त टिके म्यूट कर देले हे जीवो
ओके
हाँ,
मैडम टिके
हाँ।
म्यूट कर दियंतु
समस्त प्लीज टिके म्यूट कर दियंतु ऑडियो वीडियो हे जीवो आसी गले सर असलेनी हाँ
मैडम
Very good.
काइंडली टिके म्यूट करंतु अन्य मानको
हाँ मु टिके समस्त अनुरोध करिबी समस्त टिके वीडियो ऑडियो म्यूट कर दियंतु it's a very pertinent issue and we'll know and we are having one case study also with us. Engineer Sumant Mohanty is here. He will explain us what is the problem he faced and sir will find out the solution for that. Okay sir. Yes.
Okay madam, let back to my presentation. Am I audible perfectly,
Yes
madam?
sir. Yes sir.
Okay,
Yes sir.
thank you, madam. So, few facts related to adolescence issues and suicidal condition. Globally, 1 in 7, that is in the age group of 10 to 19 years, experience mental health disorder, which is accounting 13% of global burden of disease.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, behavioral disorder are among the leading cause of illness and disability among adolescents. Suicide is the 4th leading cause of death among 15 to 29 years of old. The consequence of fail to address adolescents' mental health condition that leads to impairment in future achievements, mental health issues, and which will lacking the opportunity in future. Student suicide generally go off. It is a study that is given in Hindu newspaper in 27th November 2021 that most students ended their lives in 2020 than 2019. According to the data compared by National Crime Record Bureau, student suicide spikes to a new high, that is of 12,526 in 2020, contributing 8.2% of total deaths. Biggest spike in deaths was recorded in Odisha, where the number of student suicide reached 1,469. This is the data which is being recorded by different statisticians and the Crime Record Bureau. As you know, many cases are not reported. That is being underprivileged. If you take the actual data, it could be more higher than this. It could be more double than this figure. The sharp rise in number of suicide with the expectation that exam will cancel in the pandemic COVID-19 and the stress will be less. Student expected as in different newspaper, as different social media, as the government announced that the exam will be cancelled due to the pandemic condition. However, the exam is being again reintroduced, for which many students commit suicide from the data. Okay, next slide. Suicide in India rose 10% from 2019 to an all-time higher of 1,53,052 in the pandemic year of 2020. The share of students in total suicides has been rising steadily over the year and is now it reached highest level since 95. Sorry. So, what are the basic factors that influence adolescents' mental health and condition? I will discuss it in a brief. Then we have to move how to face these adolescents issues. What are the basic adolescents' mental health conditions, and what we have to do as a parent, as a teacher, as a school or as a college organization. So these are the interpersonal factors. Recent and serious loss. When an adult or when an adolescent face a loss, that may be loss of a parent, loss of finance loss, or failure in exam, or failure in a relationship, they find it serious. They develop loneliness, hopelessness. They do not interact with other persons. Um, it is an important fact that can increases an individual's mental health condition, as well as if there is pre-existing mental disorders, particularly mood disorders. If someone is anxious, if someone is fearful, if someone is more depressed or sad most of the time, in every situation, it will increase the risk to develop mental health condition. Having persistent hopelessness, helplessness, feeling guilt, worthlessness can lead to other physical as well as mental health condition. Previous suicide attempts. Many, if you go through a different newspaper, if you go through an interview to different parents, when the parents is unable to meet the demand of the child, when a child or adolescent is unable to express their inner feeling, they suppress their feeling, they do not get much better place to express. They think that people surrounding me cannot understand my problem. They go for a lethal condition, they cut their wrist, they take over the fields. So any previous suicide attempt increases the mental health condition. Alcohol and other substance use disorder. I will discuss this in more elaborate way. Disciplinary problem. If there is a lack of discipline, parent supervision, just supervision, that there is a chance to develop mental health condition. High risk behaviors like making purchases which is not required, gambling, driving recklessly, early sexual experimentation are the cause of developing mental health condition. As well as there are many conditions currently reporting in our mental health institute, that is sexual orientation. Many college students, even though not college students, those who passed out from the college, they report to change their sex because they do not feel comfortable in their sexual assignment, whatever the sexual assignment he is given to. So they are unsatisfied. So this is a little example when someone having problem in a relationship, when they think that he'll not being understood by other, they wrote different letters in different shapes. It is a visual image presentation. They express their feeling through pen and pencil. They think no one can understand their emotional content, no one can reach their emotional sphere. By writing different letters, they commit suicide or they attempt parasuicidal behaviors. What are the social or situational factors? Family history of suicide. We generally, in psychiatric setting, in our clinical setting, we took history of 3 generations. If there is a history of any suicidal attempt or any psychiatric illness in parent or in grandparents, we took the history because there is a genetic loading. There is a 6-fold genetic loading that the child or adolescents will develop mental health condition. Weakness in family violence. If there is a regular argument in family, if there is the discord or relationship between parents, there is no peace in the family, there will be have chance to develop certain mental health condition. If there is a childhood sexual abuse or any physical abuse or neglect, I will not describe this much. As you know, there are many abusing conditions are happening currently. Lack of social support. If someone is not getting for this, because mental illness is not much reported because of social stigma. So there is a less chance to get social support because of social stigma. Can lead to poor condition, mental health condition, sense of isolation, that I am no one is asking me for help, no one is with me, I am alone. A sense of feeling of isolation or loneliness can lead to, or victim of bullying or being a bully can lead to mental health condition. Okay, next slide. Next slide, click. Yeah. Okay. And another important factor is cultural and environmental factor. Access to lethal arms. Many times what happen, as you know, those who are in the age of adolescence, they are more impulsive. When they face any kind of emotional distress, pressure, they take immediate action without thinking before and after. If they have easy access to any type of poison, suicidal matter, instruments, they can go for it. So if they found access to easily access to lethal condition, they can commit suicide or having problems. Stigma associated with aspects for help. Why I will ask for help? I am not weak. Those who are asked for help, they're weak. There is a stigma that asking for help is an individual's weakness, that a person cannot, that the single person cannot handle his own problem. It is a shame for him. It is a social stigma which mostly increases the mental health problem, as well as prevents someone to access mental health treatment approach. Barrier to accessing services. There are who, it is a funny fact, those who come to our mental health institute, earlier they must have to go 2 or 3 phase gunia ଯେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ଗୁଣି ଗାରେଡି ମନ୍ଦିର ପ୍ରଥମେ ବୁଲି ବାଲିକି ଆସିବେ. when the disease become more severe, ରୋଗଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ବଢିଯିବ, when they don't get any help, ସେମାନେ ତାପରେ ଆସିକି mental health issues ପାଇଁ doctor को consult କରନ୍ତି. So during this time it become more late. So unreliable transformations and financial cost added to the services. The mental health treatment approach takes much cost, financial cost, because the medication and the treatment, the doctor fees, all these things are so financial cost burden, puts cost burden. Cultural and religious belief also increases the fatality. Okay, next. So due to all the above mentioned reasons, the stress faced by the adolescents in the current situation is increasing enormously. This is reflected by growing suicide rate and the rising crime among young persons in day-to-day life. Next. What are the general mental health conditions mostly prevalent in adolescents? I will discuss it shortly. Emotional disorders. What are the emotional disorders? So that is depression and anxiety. It is estimated that 3.6% of 10 to 14 years of old children and 4.6% of 15 to 19 years of old children experience anxiety disorder. That is, anxiety is mostly related to performance anxiety, exam performance anxiety, fear of taking initiative in different innovative work, developing anxiety due to stage, lack of confidence, self-confidence. They fear to go to the stage They develop different features like palpitation, trembling, body trembling, frequent urination, headache, breathing difficulties. These are the features of anxiety, which is mostly prevalent in adolescents. And the peak one is depression. It is estimated in adolescents in the age group of 15 to 19 is 2.8%. Anxiety and depression disorder can profoundly affect school attendance, schoolwork. Social withdrawal can increase or exaggerate isolation and loneliness. And the leading cause of suicide in adolescence is depression. So depression can lead to suicide. And behavioral disorders. These are the emotional disorders, and behavioral disorders are attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder, which is occur among child as well as adolescents as cases. 3.1% in 10 to 14 years of old, 2.4% of 15 to 19 years of old. And attention deficiency hyperactivity disorders, those who develop these disorders, they have good intelligence. Their intellectual capacity, IQ is good, but due to inattentiveness, due to hyperactiveness, they could not put their attention to the study mindfully. That's due to this attention problem, they secure less mark in the exam, having poor academic achievements. Conduct disorder, mostly prevalent in adolescents and childhood cases. Conduct disorder means not obeying parents, thieving money from parents' pocket, become cruel towards animal and other persons, become vindictive towards others, become argumentative. These are the features of conduct disorder. When the children or adolescents is not guided, having good environmental policy in their family and school, they develop conduct disorder. Eating disorder. As you know, adolescents, the age group of 10 to 19 or 11 to 19 are more concerned about their appearance. In specific cases too, the example of girls, they are more concerned about physical appearance. Due to the physical appearance, they develop few eating disorders, that is anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa. Due to their poor food habit, they develop eating disorders. Eating disorders involve abnormal eating behavior and preoccupation with food. That if I take much food, what will happen to my figure? They check their figure recurrently, repeatedly in the mirror. That leads to mental health condition as well as physical condition. Next. As you know, the addiction is biggest problem prevalent in adolescents. I divided the addiction in 3 categories: psychoactive substance, social media addiction, gaming and gambling. Recently, in our diagnostic criteria manual, the social media addiction and the gaming addiction is being a diagnostic criteria is set to diagnose patient as a gambling disorder. So you can imagine how severe this condition is becoming nowadays. Psychoactive substances, mostly the addiction is started during the adolescent stage. The addiction is mostly happen in a gateway drugs. Gateway drugs, those who are less severe, but it is recognized by our society. If you take an example of gutka, pan, cigarette, these are readily available in our surrounding. No one will question. That is available by nearby our school, nearby our home. So if a child taking good tobacco or cigarette or pan, no one will question much morely. So this is a why it is called a gateway drug? It is due to this gateway drug, they will step to other severe addictive drugs like alcohol, cannabis, and other heroin kind of drugs. So psychoactive substances are more prevalent, and mostly the addictive behavior is started in adolescent stage. By taking an example, if you give 50 or 50 rupees or 100 rupees to your children to take any kind of snacks during the school time, they will spend that money by buying different substances. Mostly in school area, there is this called substance is called inhalant substances, which is kind of gum. ଅଠା ଭଳିଆ ଗୋଟେ ସବଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସ ମିଳୁଛି, ଯୋଉଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଜାଣିବେ ଏଇଟା ପିଲା ଗୋଟେ ଅଠା କିଣିକି ନଉଛି, ବହିରେ ଲଗେଇବ କିମ୍ବା ତାର କୌଣସି ପାଠ ପଢାରେ କାମ ଆସିବ, ବଟ୍ ସେ ଅଠାଟା ଗୋଟେ ନିଶା। ସୋ ନିଶା ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇପ୍ସ ଅଛି। ଆଡୋଲେସେନ୍ସ ତାର ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟେସନ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି, ବିକଜ ଦେ ସିକ୍ immediate pleasure from different substances. Social media addiction, as you know, nowadays children are more efficient in managing internet, mobile, and TV. They are frequently attached with this. When they are taking food, when they are interacting with others, they do not generally involve their gesture and posture in the process of communication. They just put few words, ठीक ଅଛି, okay, they always keep their eye tracking in mobile and social media. And gambling and gaming disorder, there are many examples. If you go through news, you will get many different lethal conditions due to gaming and gambling. In it recent, when his mother denied to give a mobile to 17-year child, he immediately crossed to commit suicide, and sadly he committed suicide. And another same event was happened in Delhi, in Bihar, in UP. Related many suicides and reckless behavior is happening due to media and social media addiction and mobile gaming, specifically gaming. Psychosis is a more severe condition, as you may heard before, that the delusion or hallucination. The delusion is misperception of something, that people are talking about me, suspiciousness, developing suspiciousness. People are talking against me, people are planning against me, they're trying to harm me. Hallucination, they saw different stimulus, even though the stimulus is not there. The God is calling me, the God is speaking to me. These are the features are psychosis features. They become more disorganized. Their functioning in the society become lagged. Their interaction to the family member and the society become restricted due to psychosis. If the psychosis is developed, mostly it is a stigmatic condition. When this condition, psychosis or delusion or hallucination develop, people interpret that he is making galuami. If you call it literally a Odia word, it is a galuami. Then after a few days, they go to the faith healer, different gunia. Then the last day they come to the hospital. More often, this type of psychosis is being seeded, is being planted in the age of adolescence. Next. So what to do? Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what to do? These are the things mostly happen in adolescence. Suicide, depression, anxiety, psychosis, behavioral issues, risk-taking behavior, experiencing and experimenting different unwanted conditions, as well as we see, it is an important stage of life, as I discussed in earlier, that it is a peak stage to build career. It is a peak stage to form own personality. As well as it is a peak stage. Why? Because many physical and mental health changes is happening in this stage. So maximum problems, maximum opportunities, both are happening in adolescence. So what have to do, and what you generally make in your school environment or in your college to counsel or to solve their problem generally, where you refer to them, how you solve their problems? Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Madam, as I told, it is an interactive session.
Yes, yes. Now you can ask also.
Okay. I will move to the next slide by discussing this point. I am
Okay.
asking question. Those who are facing that adolescents having this type of problems, a child or adolescent having less expressive, he's become isolated, feels hopelessness, or having a substance addiction problem, or a child having no group conformity, always stay away from the school. How you are handling this type of children in your school or in your college?
Okay.
Or
So in
okay.
this case, I'd like to ask Sumant Mohanty, one of the engineers who joined over here.
Okay,
May I ask
madam.
Sumant Mohanty? Sumanta, are you hearing me?
Am
Mr.
I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Please.
yes, sir.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Sir, actually, I am facing with a similar type of situations what you have already explained this one. The case started with some medical issue, but
Okay.
over a period of time, I feel that it has gone to a psychological issue. So,
Okay, okay, sir. How you feel when you feel that it is psychological issue, sir? By
because
observing
when
what are the fact?
No, because when this medical issue was not when that medical issue was not resolved, he was not able to get the relief from
Oh,
this condition. So
okay.
probably it led to the psychological issue. And now, as per the doctor, it is now a psychological issue rather than the real medical issue. If I am
Okay, what you are saying that I got it, sir. You go through many physical tests,
yes,
but you not get it.
I went through many clinical tests, in which
Okay,
clinical test it was told by the doctors that
physician.
this much of pain or this much of seriousness is not there in this particular medical issue. However, this has become a psychological issue. But my concern is that when this has been when the medical issue or clinical results are not to that point, then probably the psychological treatment should have been started in parallel with the real medical issue.
Okay,
Because what happens when a child is being told that you are having a psychological issue, it affects more. It gets compounded.
okay,
So,
okay, okay, sir.
and we will not be able to tell also the child that okay, you are having the psychological issue, that's why this is happening. When it is being told, then he or she will be definitely told, I am having the problem, and you are telling me that you this is a psychological. So
Okay,
I
sir.
am facing,
You are giving an example of what age of child?
it is a 15 years age child.
15 years of. Okay, sir.
Now she is going with the more towards the psychological, means psychiatric related treatments. Of course,
Oh,
during this he has taken many of the medicine which is hormonal, which is painkiller type, and I feel also she has developed some neurological issues also. So this is how I have faced, and it is again adolescence. And whatever you have told, this is how I have experienced.
Okay, I got your situation, sir. I will discuss about this particular condition because I saw many cases like the case you are explaining, sir. Okay.
Sir.
Coming to my slide, actually, I will go through this case, sir. I will give an example and I will conclude the condition. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, later on. Coming to my slide, what we have to do in this specific case, if a child having or if a adolescent having psychological issues like isolation, staying aloof, not interacting with others, not expressing his feeling, becoming addicted to different substances, bullying to others, what we have to do as a friend, as a teacher, as a family member. Next slide.
Sir, please share the slide.
Okay, madam. Actually, here I'm facing a problem. I am sharing the slide.
Okay.
I have the minute.
Okay, sir.
Oh, is it visible, madam? Now?
No.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Close कर दे. Slide out. Close कर दे. आउथरे ओपन करना स्लाइड आउथरे ओपन कर सर्कल है ठीक है कर दो नमिता मैडम
Yes, sir.
सर मैडम देखले मोर स्लाइड एबे देखा विजिबल अछि तो
Nice, sir.
ओके ओके ओके
सर ठीक अछि कहि दियंतु किछि असुविधा नै
प्रणति मैडम टिके म्यूट करंतु
सुन गया एबे हला कि मैडम Okay. Madam, actually, I'm facing problem to share my slides. Mo explain कर दूँ madam. Madam, you are not audible.
Okay, sir. You can do.
Okay, madam. Okay, slide. So what we have to do? Next slide. So what a parent or what a teacher can do if a adolescent is having problem in expressing his feeling.
Yeah.
One thing is give undivided attention when they want to talk. Most often what we do, on छोटो पिलाटा कहूची ता कथा कौन सुनेबी. We do not give attention to what they are asking for. Okay. Do not be busy with reading or watching TV, or do not make yourself busy with other tasks. Just be kind and listen to the child or the adolescent what he is trying to speak. Understand your child's feeling. Even if you do not always approve of their behavior, try not to make them judge. So try to listen your child, try to understand what he is speaking, try to understand what he is expressing, try to understand their feeling. Even though you are not always recognize what they demand for, but you have to understand what he want currently. Avoid humiliating your child or laughing at what may seems to be you as foolish question or statement. बेले बेले हमको लागे कौन पिलाटा कहू आड़ू साड़ू एड मजालिया कथा कहूची, we do not give attention to him. बेले बेले many cases रे देखा जाए बहुत सेक्सुअल हारासमेंट किंबा फिजिकल हारासमेंट जेतले रिपोर्ट करंती छोटो पिला माने 8 or 9 स्टैंडर्ड पिला माने they cannot express their feeling because they think it is a same thing. If I express this thing, people will think bad about me. What my parents will recognize about me, what others will think about me. They express this type of abuse in a different way, but we did not give attention to their talk, what they are trying to explain. We most often laugh or humiliate at them because we think it is a police statement. We cannot give attention. Do you know, madam, I am asking other listeners that the sexual abuse is mostly happen in our surrounding. Those the child is known about, those relatives we are interacting with. Okay, 98% sexual harassment nijara surrounding thiba lokamana pakare huye. So when a child or adolescents express their condition, we do not give attention to this. This is the main problem. So try to listen your children. Encourage your children to test new ideas in conversation by not judging their ideas or opinions. Boost their self-confidence. How we have to boost their self-confidence? By encouraging their participation in activities of their choice, not your choice. I'm giving an example of career choice. ଯେତେବେଳେ ପିଲା 10th standard pass କରି ଯାଉଛି, who take decision for further career pursue? Anyone can answer, please. When a child secures 70 or 80% and in 10th standard and he want to go for college for further study, who take the decision which stream of what he want to study in the next? Mostly
guardian. They took decision and they put their voice on over him. That's the point.
mostly it happens.
Yeah, mostly it happens.
But the scenario is changing nowadays.
Yeah.
Parents and teachers involving the students, what they want to do in his future or what he want to pursue in the next academic achievement. However, even though they listen to their child, they always depend their voice. You have to take this. You have to take this. Most of the time, they point out, you have to obey my order.
Yes.
They always encourage. No. It is your decision. You have to take. I have to only suggest you. But most of the time, they strongly point out their own choice. This is creating problem.
Yeah.
Take an example. If a student secure 80% in mathematics, 70% in science, 60% in social science, we saw his mark that he secured good in mathematics and science, and suddenly we took the decision he have to study in the science stream. But the child or the student himself know which subject is better for him, which subject he enjoy the most. Even though he secured good mark in mathematics and English, but he is not compatible with this in science, but he did not understand the subject much more. He did not enjoy that subject much more. But by observer, आमे देखिलु तार मार्क भलो अछि, आमे डिसीजन नै गलु ये पड़िबो कारण होता
सर वॉइस टा कमी जाउची वॉल्यूम
Okay.
टिके जोरे
No?
हाँ टिके जोरे कहतु सर
ओके मैडम ओके जेतेबेले आमे पिलार मार्क टा देखु देन आमे डिसाइड करू हमरो एटा पढिया and this career choice is always attached to with other social stigma हाँ मु स्कूल रे टीचर आउ मो पुओ पढिबा आर्ट्स आम स्कूल रे काम करथिबा क्लर्क रो पुओ पढिबा साइंस एटा केमिति संभव it is become a माने comparison social status comparison so by an observer we take the decision but practically से पिला ही से सिचुएशन को हैंडल करे पिला जानी छि मैथ रे सिना से एते की मार्क रखी छि साइंस रे सिना से एते भलो मार्क रखी छि किंतु तार भलो अंडरस्टैंडिंग नै से सब्जेक्ट परती तार हिस्ट्री रे जियोग्राफी रे मार्क टिके रिलेटिवली कम अछि बट से सब्जेक्ट को से एन्जॉय करे बट आज ए गाइडियन आज ए टीचर व्हाट इज आवर रोल हमर एठी रोल कोन ता माने कोन हम कि कहबनी if we give the chance to the child to take the decision ता माने कोन हम किछि कहबनी yes we have a strong role we have to offer what are the traits what are the facility what are the educational system is available in our society how it will help the child पिला देखिबो अच्छा जने जदी मैथमेटिक्स भलो करूची फिजिक्स भलो करूची इंजीनियरिंग पढि परयो तनकर बायोलॉजी भलो होची भलो बुझी परची से जने डॉक्टर हेई परयो अच्छा मोर जदी जियोग्राफी भलो होची हिस्ट्री होची म आर्ट्स सब्जेक्ट नै कि निजर लाइफ रे टीचर हेई परिबी लेक्चर हेई परिबी से डिसीजन नै परिबो सिए बट ए जो अवेलेबल सोसाइटी रे बा एकेडमिक अचीवमेंट कले कोन कोन फ्यूचर हेई परिबो ए ऑप्शन गडा को केवल गार्डियन और टीचर दे परियो कारण से माने जानती ट्रेड गडा को बेटर वे रे बट डिसीजन द फाइनल डिसीजन विल बी टेकन द स्टूडेंट प्रॉब्लम कोन हुए जेते बेले हमें देखु छु गोटे पिला 80% 90% मार्क रखु छी हमें कोन करछु डिप्लोमा इंजीनियरिंग एडमिशन करे दउ छु डिप्लोमा इंजीनियरिंग पास करिया 5 इयर लागि जेबो 5 इयर रे पिला देखु छी 3 वर्ष डिप्लोमा इंजीनियरिंग पास चली गला परे तार 5टा 10टा बैक लागि से सेटु कोन करबो एते बैक पेपर क्लियर करि पाइलेनी इमीडिएटली से बैक पेपर को छाडी देई कि सी आसी गला कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट को मु एसएसबी देबी एसएससी देबी रेलवे देबी बैंकिंग देबी बट जो मानकर प्राइमरी इंटरेस्ट कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम दबा पई थिला आउ से माने प्रिपेयर करूछंती ये पिला 3 वर्ष इंजीनियरिंग पढी कि छाडी कि आसी कि से माने सेतरे कॉम्पीट करि परिबो it is quite difficult because जो मानकर प्रथम रु इच्छा अछि कि कॉम्पिटिटिव ओरिएंटेड जॉब पे से माने प्रिपेयर करिवे परीक्षा देबे से मान बेटर करिवे से पिलार किंतु मूल रु इच्छा थिला कॉम्पिटिटिव रिलेटेड पाठ पढिबो दबो किंतु से गोटे रॉन्ग वे रे पळेला अपोजिट डायरेक्शन इंजीनियरिंग पढिला 3 वर्ष पर छाडी कि आसुछ तार इंटरेस्ट थिले कोन हबो किंतु तार एफिकेसी कम रहइबो इन कंपैरिजन टू those who have so in this condition a जो demand crisis it is a cross demand it is called cross demand crisis जेतबले ए भले कंडीशन हुए पिला कोन फील करंती एटा मोर भूल मु किछि करि पाइलेनी मो जीवन रे अचीवमेंट हे पाइलेनी वर्थलेसनेस फील करंती निजो को आइसोलेट फील करंती डिस्ट्रेस फील करंती आ से माने गोटे स्टेप नियंती टू एंड देयर लाइफ सो सुइसाइड आमे जदी आपण कहउतले मैडम सुइसाइड विषय रे प्रथम रु सुइसाइड इज नॉट हैपन इन पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम जे जने आसिले हठात सुइसाइड कर देला हां इट ट्रैवल्स फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट टू अनदर पॉइंट
यस
एंड दैट पॉइंट हैविंग मच टाइम गैप जने तळे सुइसाइड करूची इमीडिएटली इंपल्सिवली करूने से डिफरेंट स्टेज प्रोसेस दे के जाउची से सिचुएशन को आमे प्रॉब्लम हुए कोन we do not find out the issue we do not recognize his emotional condition आमे जेतबेले देखु तार प्रॉब्लम ओडा को आइडेंटिफाई करि परनु ताको नॉर्मल कंडीशन बोली छाडी दो रिकॉग्नाइज करूनु जेतबेले सुइसाइड करि दे तापर हमको आहा एमति कोन हे गला एमिति केमति हठात हे गला but it never happens in hঠাৎ it takes much time we fail to recognize the condition So encourage your child, listen your child, give enough time to your child. Encourage to participate in different co-curricular activity. Help the child to build self-confidence. How to build self-confidence? You have to encourage your child to participate in different game, in different debate competition, different academic achievements work. Encourage your child. Failure is not a problem. You have to just participate in the program. So encourage your child. Encourage your child to make decisions, and the most important part is take your child as a part of your family decision making strategy. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କୌଣସି family decision ନଉଛୁ, not a child, those who are in adolescence age group, ଯୋଉମାନେ adolescence group ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, 15 ବର୍ଷ 19 ବର୍ଷର ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି family decision ନଉଛନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଇନଭଲ୍ଭ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଏଇଟା କ'ଣ ହବ? It will help them to build a symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship means से पिला बुझिबे फैमिली रो मोर इंपोर्टेंस अछि, मो बापा माँ मो डिसीजन ऊपर निर्भर करंत, मोर जदि किछि भूल धारणा हे गला किबा मु कि भूल मो बापा माँ मो प्रति मो बिना हैरान होई जिबे। वी लिव ओनली फॉर होप। आमे केवल जीवन रे बंचू ओनली फॉर ए होप। वी कैन डू बेटर। देयर इज ए पर्सन हु इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन मी। दैट family cohesive interaction and relationship built, good family relationship is built if you add your adolescents or if you add your children in family decisions making. This is called symbiotic family relationship. The child or the adolescents will feel good and feel better that my family member is recognizing me, they are giving value to me. Okay, so as a parents, you have to, as a teacher, you have to see this point. Health and wellness center, school रे, कॉलेज रे हमर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कौन करबा दरकार। मु गोटे सजेशन जनरली दिए जेतेबेले टीचर मान खातिर इंटरेक्ट करे, कॉलेज रे लेक्चर मान खातिर इंटरेक्ट करे, आमे कहिबानी जे मेंटल हेल्थ काउंसलिंग सेंटर एमिति किछि सेट करन, सेट अ पर्टिकुलर रूम, नेम इट वेलनेस सेंटर। ओके, किए सेठी रही परिबो? A trained teacher. Why you have to build a wellness center? To listen them. Many children, many students have their inner feeling. They cannot express their emotional or inner feeling to everyone. Why? Because they do not rely to everyone. जदि गोटे पिला फील करबनी ये लोक मोर मन कथा सुनिबो, मोर कथा को कॉन्फिडेंशियल रखिबो, अन्य मानकु गपिबनी, मते एम्पैथाइज करिवो, ताहले से पिला सेठी तार इमोशनल कंडीशन को एक्सप्रेस करिवो। No, otherwise he will not express. Most of the time it happens that the adolescents do not express their feeling because they suspect that if I express my feeling, if I told my condition to other, he will spread to others. He may not empathize me. He will judge me. अरे ये कोबला पिला, अरे ये एमतिया condition रे जाउची. So they do not express their feeling because of lack of protected environment. If you build a wellness center and if they feel that it is a center who they will give confidentiality, they will empathize me, so they express the feeling. This is the main role of wellness center. Wellness center will help to understand an adolescent's or a children's inner world. It will also help if you keep a person, those who are trained in mental health, those who are trained in counseling and guidance, or those teachers who are trained or having experience in mental health condition. समस्त को पूरा mental health रे rigorously as a doctor भाବରେ training नबा दरकार नाही. We need to be more being a human kind. आमे देखुचे जदि गोटे पिला रेगुलर स्कूल को हसिकी आस्तला, कथावार्ता होतला, भल मार्क रखुतला, बट इमिडिएटली चेंज देखाउछ, पिलाटा कथावार्ता कमेई देछ, आ स्कूल रे आगे बसतला बसुनी, उत्तर दउतला दउनी, स्कूल रे एब्सेंट रहउची, हमकु इमिडिएटली कंक्लूड करिवार अछि that there is a problem. So mostly we fail to conclude that condition. So it will help to identify the problem of a children. If a teacher or a counselor or a class teacher find more difficult mental condition which is being beyond his own capacity, they have to refer to further treatment like mental health or a counselor or a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist if they found more mental. School can train certain life skills. Life skill is different from moral teaching. आपण माने पेरेंट किंबा टीचर बहुत गुड़ाक कथा कहते रामायण रु महाभारत रु डिफरेंट ग्रेट पर्सनालिटी मानकर जो माने लाइफ रे बहुत अचीवमेंट करछंती तार उदाहरण दे कि बहुत कथा कहते बट पिला एक कान रे अलग कान रे बाहर कर दोथिबे हां जेते आपण एडवाइस देले पिला एडोलेसेंस रे सिखंते एटा मन रखंतु मु देखिछु बहुत पेरेंट्स एटिक आसंती देखंती सर देखंतु केते बड़ बड़ लोकंकर कथा हम ताकू देखो केते पॉजिटिव कथा देखौ केते मोरल वैल्यू देखौ बट आपर किछि ही परुनी because it is an advice. Adolescents do not listen to an advice. It is a quite practical thing. If you teach them life skill education, what is life skill education? Life skill education is a process where they do certain activity, they storm their brain and they come to a conclusion. ओके ताकू किसी एक्टिविटी दिया जीवो किसी सिचुएशन दिया जीवो परफॉर्म करिया पे से निजे परफॉर्म करिवे से कंडीशन को से सिचुएशन को निजे देखिबे तापर से डिसीजन नेबे ए सिचुएशन रो मोर करिबा कथा कोन फॉर एग्जांपल सिंपल एग्जांपल आपन को दोउची एबे हमर बाली यात्रा चलसी कटक पडिया रे बाली यात्रा पडिया रे गोटा 10 वर्ष पिला सेठी 8-10 वर्ष पिला सेठी बापा मां का हाथ छाडी गला हजी गला तार इमीडिएट रिएक्शन कोन हबो चमकी पड़िबो मु कोडे हजी गली गहली भितरे आप कहि जीवो तापरे देखिया जदि न पाइला कांदीबा स्टार्ट करिवो तापरे एपड सेपट घुरी बुलिबो तापरे देखिबो घर पाख लोक की अछि कि न मिलिले देखिबो कि हेल्प करूचंती मु पुलिस पाखु जीबी किंबा देखिबो मु एई रास्ता रे आस्थिली एई ऑटो रिक्शा रे आस्थिली एमती जीबी देखंतु गोटिए सिचुएशन इज वन जे पिलाटा हाथ छाड़ी के हजी जाइछि ता माइंड के केते प्रकार कथा आसुछि मु काहा को कहिबी कि मु को बाट देई की जीबी कहार सहाय्य नेबी पुलिस पाखु को जीबी ना कोन करबी सो डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस कम्स टू हिज माइंड इन you have to do आपण निजे कोन करबो से
सर आपन को वॉइस सुना जाउनी ए लास्ट पॉइंट ता सुना गलानी आ टिके रिपीट करि दियंतु रुद्र मल्लिक सर अछंती की रुद्र संग्राम मल्लिक हमें ऑडिबल रुद्र सर रुद्र संग्राम मल्लिक आर यू देयर रुद्र संग्राम मल्लिक जदि अछंती से तांका नाटा टिके लिखिछंती तांका फोन नंबर लिखि देबे समस्त को अनुरोध समस्ते निजर व्हाट्सएप नंबर टा शेयर करिवे सर्टिफिकेट दबा पे सुविधा हबो जो माने पुराना अछंती तांको दरकार नहीं, जो माने नुआ जॉइन करछंती से माने तांकर नंबरटा व्हाट्सएप नंबरटा शेयर करिवे। सुजाता मैम प्रशांत सर टिके लेफ्ट हेचंती आ गोटे पॉइंट कहि देला परे हमें क्लोज करिबा। आपण रुहंतु रेडी रुहंतु। प्रशांत सर दीटा ये रे रहउछंती सेते टे प्रॉब्लम होउची। रश्मि मैडम जो माने हम पुराना मेंबर से मान दरकार नहीं, जो माने नुआ मेंबर जॉइन करछंती से मान दरकार। संतोष महांती फोन नंबर और ना इंस्टीट्यूशन ना टिके शेयर कर देबे। हरप्रसाद नायक, चिन्मय,
बहुत उपयोगी सार्थक वेबिनार के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई और हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं।
थैंक यू सर। टिके फोन
आई एम सॉरी मैडम, एक्चुअली मोर नेटवर्क कनेक्शन प्रॉब्लम जोगुरु एमती कटि जाउ। मैडम यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल एक्चुअली मैडम।
सर एठी आपन का लास्ट पॉइंट ता टिके एक्सप्लेन कर दे कि हमें वाइंड अप कर दबा। आ सुमंत सर को कहबी ताको आपन नंबर शेयर कर देबी, से आपन संगे रे कथा हेबे ताको जियो बाबत रे।
ओके ओके मैडम ओके। सो स्लाइड टिके खाली। सो assertive skill जोटा मु कहउतली एटा होची गोटे लाइफ स्किल एजुकेशन, डिसीजन मेकिंग, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, assertive skill, interpersonal relationship, how to cope with emotion, how to cope with stress, and how to develop empathetic ability is most important part. To become empathetic is most important one. To become assertive in life is most important one. जदि as a adult, as a middle age आम मानक जदि पचरा हबा are you assertive, आपन को it means that when you feel that I have to say no, आपन सेते बेले नो कहंती कि not most of the time आम मानक द्वारा भी बेले बेले होउनी। हम जानु छु जिनसटा बहुत खराब, मु एटी कि जिबा कथा नुह, मु एटा करबा कथा नुह, किंतु बेले बेले आमे नो बदल yes कहूच because of our less assertive skillness. So assertive skill जन को ट्रेनिंग देले पिला को से माने सब्सटेंस एडिक्शन रो, बैड गैंग रो, वायोलेशन रो, डिफरेंट बैड कंडीशन रो निजको प्रोवाइड करि परियो। एम्पैथेटिक क्वालिटी मींस आपण जानि छंती स्कूल रे डिफरेंट प्रकार बुलिंग हुए जनरली लाइक तो माने टिके देखि परनते चश्मा कहउतिबे कोणा बोले डाकुतिबे, जे टिके बंकेई चलतिबे ताऊ छोटा बोले डाकुतिबे because they do not understand their condition. So assertive empathetic skill will help them to understand others emotion. That will that is a good human characteristics. So these are the life skills they must have trained. Okay, it is all about my presentation. I can discuss for 2 minutes about what the that sir told. Now, recently I interacted a case. A 9th standard student, female girl child. तारा बापा बहुत डॉक्टर न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट के देखैथिले, मेडिसिन रे देखैथिले, ईईजी करछंती, ECG କରିଛନ୍ତି, कार्डियोलॉजी देखैଛନ୍ତି, किंतु कोनोसी टेस्ट रे तारो प्रॉब्लम नाही। तापरे डॉक्टर तांको रेफर कले साइकियाट्रिस्ट आ साइकियाट्रिस्ट आसिला हमर क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजी रेफर कले। जेतो बेले आमे देखो कोनोसी प्रकार फिजिकल इश्यूज नाही, गोटे पिलार फिजिकल सिम्पटम्स देखा होची, आमे ताको कहू कन्वर्जन डिसऑर्डर। मीन्स जेतो बेले स्ट्रेस इनवर्ड हे जाय, जेतो बेले हमर इमोशनल कंडीशन को आमे एक्सप्रेस करि परनु, सप्रेस करू, सेतो बेले हम स्ट्रेस ता कोन हुए कन्वर्ट कर दे फिजिकल कंडीशन रे। लाइक हाथ मुठा मुठा हे जिवो, बेहोश हे जिबा, हाइपर वेंटिलेशन स्टार्ट हे जिवो, ब्रीथिंग रे डिफिकल्टी हबो, कथा कहबारे डिफिकल्टी हबो, निश्वास प्रश्वास नेबारे डिफिकल्टी हबो, डिफरेंट फिजिकल सोमाटिक कंप्लेन स्टार्ट हबो, मुंडो बुली दउची, मते देखा जाउनी, गोडा हाथ बिंधा हबो, हाथ उठी नाठी हे जिवो। एगुडा को सब जाक स्ट्रेस रिएक्शन, जेतो इनर फीलिंग गुडा को सप्रेस कि रुए, एई कंडीशन को डेवलप करे। आ एगुडा को मोस्टली एडोलेसेंस कंडीशन रे देखा जाए, इट इज प्रिविलेंट इन ऑल एज, इवन इफ ओल्ड एज रे भी देखा जाए, बट रेयरली एडोलेसेंस कंडीशन रे देखा जाए, बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट गेट ए चांस टू एक्सप्रेस देयर फीलिंग इन ए सेफ एनवायरनमेंट। किए मो कथा भलसे सुनिबो, मते टिके आश्वासन दबो, मो मनर कथा बुझिबो, सेटा पांतिनी। सेति पई से मानकर इनर फीलिंग ता एक्सप्रेस हुए, जोटा कि लागे हमको सदी कार्डियक अटैक हे गला, हाइपर ब्रीदिंग डेवलप होबो, एगुडा सब डेवलप हुए, फिजिकल फीचर्स गुडा का डेवलप पूरा इक्वल, जहा गोटे हार्ट अटैक हेले जो बिला फीचर्स से बिला देखा जिवो, किंतु कोनोसी प्रकार पॉजिटिव मेडिकल फाइंडिंग पाएनी, because it is developed due to emotional distress. Okay, there is a treatment approach to resolve the emotional problem, eta treatable, बहुत पिला आसुचंती, ट्रीटमेंट होउचंती, आ उतर इफेक्ट मध्ये रहउची, आपण असेस करि परिबे। ओके, भाबुची सर बुझी पड़तिबे कंडीशन को।
Mr. Mohanty, Sumant Mohanty?
Yes.
Yes, sir जहा कहले आपण बुझी पारले?
हाँ मु एक्चुअली बुझी तो जानी तो पारुची, कारण एबे किंतु मु एक्चुअली मु सही फेस रे पूरा सही स्टेज रे जाउची, तो मते भी वर्तमान सर सही बड़ा इशू तार हेची, से तार साइकोलॉजिकल रिलेटेड इशू हे कि तार पेन गोटे रहउची, एवं आपण को जणाया चाहूची से हॉस्पिटलाइज अछि वर्तमान भी।
अच्छा अच्छा,
पेन स्टार्ट हेतिला तार गोटे मेडिकल इशू थिला पीसीओडी रिलेटेड, किंतु एटा ओवर द पीरियड वर्तमान जणा पड़लानी जे सेटा साइकोलॉजिकल रिलेटेड, एवं लागुची सेटा वर्तमान न्यूरोलॉजिकल। ए बळा केस रे मु तो सर जाउची, मु आपण जहा कहउछन मु सब देखुची जानुची, आई एम नॉट एबल टू सी माने नो कि व्हाट आई शुड हैव डन, व्हाट आई हैव नॉट डन।
ओके सर, आपण पॉजिटिवली हमर मेंटल हेल्थ इंस्टीट्यूट को आसंतु, हमर ओपीडी रे देखंतु, मो आपन को सेठी सहायता करि देई परिबे, बुझै देई परिबे कंडीशन ता कोन, आको केमिति हैंडल करा जिवो, को प्रोसेस रे पिला को हैंडल करा जिवो। हम साइकोलॉजिकल थेरेपी अछि, जोटा हेल्प करे रोगरु रिकवरी करिया पई, जोटा आमे से हेल्प ता आपन को प्रोवाइड करि परिबो।
वेदर जदि मु एका जाए ताहले हबो जिंस चलिबो?
नो,
किंतु मते ना 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 ना,
पेशेंट दरकार,
पेशेंट तो दरकार दरकार, ता साथरे सेही पर्सन आसीबा दरकार हु इज मोस्टली इमोशनली अटैच्ड टू द चाइल्ड, प्राइमरी केयर गिवर, प्राइमरी केयर गिवर, जे कि ता साथे टाइम स्पेंड करथुए, ता विषय रे जानिथिबो, सेही लोक आसीबा दरकार।
हमें आपन पाखु जाई परिबो सर, कारण जेते बेले कोनोसी गोटे मेडिकेशन कोनोसी गोटे डॉक्टर का थ्रू रो चाले, सेते बेले अन्य कोनोसी जगह को गला बेले वी फेस द डिफिकल्टीज, एज ए जनरल पीपल वी फेस द डिफिकल्टी, तेनो सेटा गोटे हम पई बहुत बड़ असुविधा हे जाय।
नो नो नो, हमर मेंटल हेल्थ इंस्टीट्यूट रे बहुत फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी अछि, आपण आसंतु आराम से एठी देखै कि जाई परिबे। ओके, and Namita madam have my number, you can access my number from here.
Yes sir, आज जो वेबिनार सर सार्थक हबो जदि हमें गोटे भी केस एंती सक्सेसफुल करई परिबा, एंड इट्स रियली
मैडम को तो सर अपन पई नै कि अपन पाको निश्चित भाबरे जीबी, कारण मते ए जिंसर माने दरकार।
How long she is there? How long she is continuing with these problems, Mr. Mohanty?
this detection of psychological issue has been since 2 months.
Okay. And the problem that
The real
real
issue was 1.5 years back.
Oh my
It was a medical issue, but now this is being seen as a
Transfer to
psychological issue.
अरे बेले बेले कौन हुए फिजिकल इश्यू थाई कि मध्य साइकोलॉजिकल कंडीशन डेवलप करे आक कोनती एग्जैजरेटेड कंडीशन आपण कहउछन तार पीसीओडी थिला पीसीओडी थाई कि मध्य सेटा साइकोलॉजिकल इश्यू को बेसी एग्जैजरेट करे दिए तो फिजिकल कंडीशन सहित मेंटल हेल्थ कंडीशन बेले बेले हटा जाई थाए हमको लागे एटा बोधे फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम जो रहउछ किंतु जतबे लेटर ऑन जानू ए कंडीशन ता तार फिजिकल कंडीशन ता एते सिवियर नो किंतु तार एक्सप्रेशन ता बहुत सिवियर अछि बिहेवियरल एक्सप्रेशन बहुत सिवियर अछि तो सेति पे हमको तार साइकोलॉजिकल कंडीशन बा स्पेयर को एनालाइज करियो पड़िबो ट्रीटमेंट करियो पड़िबो
मु कमिंग वीक रे सर चेष्टा करिवे आपन को मिसिवा पय निश्चित भाबरे
Okay, sir, you're welcome. You come, I will try to help you in most possible way.
से सर गोटे वर्तमान हॉस्पिटलाइज अछि I am expecting that they will be discharging her by Tuesday. So I will try to meet with you at least to understand me and to how to deal the situation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Right now I'm leaving, sir, because I have to go to the.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanty. To witness our program, I want to hand over this small piece of certificate to you, Mr. Engineer Suman Mohanty, as you have joined our program, and it becomes a memorable for all of us. So the certificate is for you to remember our webinar. Thank you, sir. Sir. Prasanta, sir, please continue. Sudhi, wind off here.
Yes, madam. Yes,
okay.
Madam.
Okay. So, getting treatment for your mental health problems and identifying high risk triggers, that situations, and what you have told, self-care, follow through with prescribed medication, structure of routine life, then how to enjoy the life and how to achieve the personal goal, and finally believe in God. What are the summary of this webinar as told by Mr. Prasant Kumar Sethi sir. I'm really grateful. Now it's time to present a memento to unlike virtually to our guest. This is a small memento, sir, for you. Kindly acknowledge it. And we'll remember forever your, not only it is a talk, but also it is a summary for all of us to remember how to deal with the situation. And this is very sensitive issue. So we'll deal with this very courageously and having some empathetic skill, whatever you have told. Now, one of my friend, Dr. Sujata Mohanty, the reader in zoology, she is very interested, and both of us will go for the training which will be provided by the MHI. So now I request ma'am to propose the vote of thanks for our sir.
Good evening to all. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes,
good evening to all. It is a pleasure for me to extend my sincere gratitude and vote of thanks to all for this webinar. On behalf of our college MCNL, I give my sincere thanks to our respected guest speaker, Sri Prasant Kumar Sethi, for his valuable thought, provocating and educative talk on the very relevant topic on adolescence. He also described how adolescence is different from childhood, and because one individual is physically healthy means she or he should be mentally healthy. Nowadays, the suicidal number is increases, and this is the awareness program. Thank you, sir, for your valuable talk today. That is the adolescence.
Thank you, madam.
And sparing your precious time for us and enlightening us all various aspects of the topic. I also thank you, our respected principal madam, for attending this webinar despite her busy schedule. I also thank you. I give my sincere thanks to all the participants and all the students, volunteers who are attend this webinar. Last but least, I am thankful to Dr. Namita Patnaik for arranging this and other webinar tirelessly, which is very, very important and beneficial for our volunteers, youth Red Cross volunteers, scout and guides, rovers and rangers volunteers, all the volunteers, because this program is a awareness program, how students or volunteers, they come over the period that is adolescence, because during this adolescence periods there are many physical and hormonal factor it affects, and which increase the anxiety, it increase the risk factor. Sir also describe all these things. I give my sincere thanks to Chief Commissioner Dr. Kali Prasad Misra of the Rovers and Rangers groups. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Now, finally, last but not the least, I expect, I just sincerely express my gratitude to Dr. Ajay Sir, who is the director of MHI, and all the staff members, those who have extend their support to PRASANTA while going through this program, and all my senior colleagues, those who have joined over here, and all the friends from out of Odisha, and finally, thanks to Divyansu and Lord Jagannath, who has given us माने इतना अच्छे से प्रोग्राम हो सकता है, हम कभी सोच नहीं सकते, इसलिए सबको धन्यवाद है। और हमारा जगन्नाथ जी को अशेष कृपा है, एक प्रोग्राम को हम सही ढंग से कर पाए और कुछ सीखने को लिए मिला है। एंड आई एम रियली ग्रेटफुल टू इंजीनियर सुमंत महांती, who has cited one of the example and which is practical, and we could able to understand what is the problem actually. So really, it's a very nice time to be with us, sir. Thanks once again to Prasant sir, and thanks to friend Vijay Deka, Dr. Harinder Singh. They are from outside, and thank you, sir. Now it's time to have a photograph with sir. Group photograph. I'll request Prasant sir.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam.